such a dream.
She still got it. Another sea dance coming up in a couple weeks. Just saying. And what would Back to the Future be without the Doc himself, Mr. Emmett Brown? And of course, here to help me generate 1.21 gigawatts of power, Morty McFly himself.
This is exciting.
We have made it back to 2015 as past. We finally got there. The future is now 2016. Talking about Back to the Future still. After all these years, how excited are you guys that the passion and the energy for a franchise like Back to the Future still resonates even 30 years after the movie came out?
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it's like back in 1985, kids saw it then, grew up and had families, and the families saw it. I mean, it's a cycle that just keeps going on endlessly, and it's amazing.
I think what's surprising about it is that young kids buy into it like their parents did. It's like a perennial. It's like Wizard of Oz or something. When I was a kid, I used to play Wizard of Oz every year, once a year on TV, and I used to watch it. And it's like that. It's just
I know, right?
perennial.
My mother-in-law watches it with her daughter, her daughter's daughter, and her daughter. So 4 generations of Deutsch girls watch Back to the Future, which is like so cool, and they all get off, have a great time. So what could be better?
Now, was this something you guys felt was going to have that staying power, even just making the first film? Did you feel like, hopefully we can do the second and third one if they make enough money with the first one, and eventually you'd be doing Silicon Valley Comic Con? All these people super excited to talk to you guys.
Never thought of it. We didn't even have deals for the sequels, right?
Yeah.
No, there were no sequel deals. They didn't think that there would be another movie.
I just have a fortunate thing.
Through opening night and have a bit of a run at least. And it's still running.
I had no clue. I was like semi-conscious the whole time. I was doing Family Ties in the daytime, Back to the Future at night. So I was just going where they told me to go, and I'd have an array of surprise and excited faces that I'd make. look, awestruck, number 32. So I didn't realize that there was genius around me. I mean, that's really what it was. I knew I was working hard and I was doing what I was asked to do, but I didn't realize the level of complexity until after the complexity of the script and just how powerful these themes were. It really resonated with people.
Were there any particular stories throughout any of the movies that sort of stand out as special moments for you guys that you either knew yeah, people are going to really enjoy this, or just something that made you crack up laughing when you were shooting?
I remember the dinner scene with Crispin Glover. Remember when he was like, we couldn't, it was like 10:30 at night and you were delirious and I was in that makeup and you couldn't laugh with that makeup or it would break right here and then everybody'd have to go home. So I was like this. At Crispin, who was insane.
Crispin is insane, isn't he?
In a very good way.
He was so great. He was so great to work with, though.
He's a genius.
You never knew what he was gonna do and how he was gonna react. And he had these idiosyncrasies about his hair and about the way he moved, and it was really balletic in a way. Once you kind of got over how weird it was.
When I watched the movie, movie, I'm always struck by the styles of acting that were taking place. I mean, you know, Crispin had this kind of like almost like commedia dell'arte. He would make these big gestures and stuff, and like
Sweep of indignation. It's a sweep of indignation.
yeah, it's sweep of indignation. And you did those all that falling down and like the double takes. Like no one can do that like you did. You were a genius. And then you had your incredible style where you're like, I don't know. It was a really interesting, you know, gathering of acting styles, don't you think?
Well, yeah.
I was just horny in the middle of all.
Oh my god.
One thing that Chris does,
Love the
I always mention to people is in any film, especially science fiction film, there's a lot of exposition. There's a lot of explaining how this works in 88 miles per hour and blah, 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 and all these rules. And so you got to get them out there so the audience can understand them. And I mean, that's what Chris did, all the genius stuff he did. Nobody likes to light pipe, nobody likes to give exposition, it's boring. And well, you go here and I'll go there. Because in the history of the thing, this happened. But he did it so entertainingly and so like manically. It was an art. He turned exposition into an art form.
Yeah. Great, Scott. He's awesome.
Bob Gale, you know, I mean, his writing just fit, it just worked. It was so easy, you know, to get into it. I know I had these long, rambling, pseudo-scientific speeches, but the way he wrote them, they made sense, you know. They seemed organic, and it made it work.
Was there anything from Back to the Future 2 specifically where you guys came to October 2019 or 2015, and did you feel like any of the stuff that had come true that you guys predicted way back then? I mean, I bet on the Cubs to win the World Series last year because I didn't want to be the guy who didn't after Back to the Future 2 told me to. And then they made us in the playoffs, and I thought I was going to win. I did not.
Aww.
Damn it. Was there anything that you guys, you know, when you're predicting stuff like that, to see some of it actually come true, do you feel like you might have had a hand in making some of that happen? Sense of force.
I just know that the movie predicted my receding hairline. And before I had the same hang on to that.
They did predict the future. There's a bunch of people wearing those hats and that orange outfit. So they predicted the future, clearly.
You know, the makeup that they put on you guys to make you look a little bit older, pretty spot on. What you guys ended up looking like right now as we speak. Still very youthful, still feel like I'm back in the 80s. Doesn't look like you guys have aged at all.
I don't talk like that, though. I don't go, Marty.
Oh my god. So great.
I mean, she just did it. So.
Technically.
But what would you say was one of your more particular favorite moments from the series?
I mean, all the deal was
My favorite moment?
I can't, people ask me that, and I have to dig for it, because there were a lot of great moments, but there wasn't any moment that just, you know,
There's no great Scott moment? Great Scott!
I have cool moments that just small things, like in the scope of the whole film, all these big things happening. But scenes I remember with these two was like with Chris. The whole thing with the car on the table. Please just use the crew as this model.
I love that. I love that.
It's so brilliant. I just felt like I didn't have to act like Marty McFly. I mean, I just was wrapped with what he was doing. And he was mesmerizing. So good. And when we did the scene where I wake up in your bedroom. About 2 weeks in or 3 weeks in, we did that. And the movie was strange for me because we'd do a scene and we'd just do my coverage because there was another actor who played the role before I was hired. And so there'd be a lot of the scenes in the movie that are not me. But that was the first scene that really we really got to do something in. And again, I was so I think blown away by how good you were and how earnest you were and how funny you were.
Aww. Aww. Yes.
Yeah, there were so many great moments, and we spent a year and a half together. I mean, it was really a year and a half between all three movies. And so it was, you know, and then how much time in between the movies? Was it like
5 years.
Was it really that long?
Yeah, we did 84, 85. So we released in 85, and then we did the other one in 89 and 90.
Whoa. Whoa, so that was a long period to spend together. And I remember when we got together to watch Back to the Future 1 before we did Back to the Future 2. And it was so cool to just see what we had accomplished and then get to do more of that. It was just such a gift.
30 years later, still going strong.
I know, it's
Yes.
craziness. Look at these people. So excited.
That is the really cool thing about it, is that people do genuinely share this movie with their family members, with their friends, and it goes on, and it's going to keep being shared until, you know, till the end of time. Way over there. Time ends. And all these fans, I'm sure, have some questions for people. So if you guys would like to ask some questions, please come on board. There's microphones here. We're over there already. Future is now.
That's how it always happens. That's how it starts.
Yeah.
The rage.
I mean,
all those questions
you
answered.
came equipped with the best of the hoverboard.
Do you even check like the sports almanac?
Oh, she's got sports statistics.
Okay, hi, I'm Stella. I'm curious if you guys could travel back in time, what time would you travel back to?
Do you have
Yes.
a good answer for that? I'm a woman, so I'm happy to be right here, right here. I want to get the same amount of money as a man. I want to be right now. So that's my answer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you guys, men, probably have other ones.
Oh my god.
I kind of, I worked with Woody Allen once, and he said there was, we were having a conversation about time travel, and he kind of came into it late, and he said that he wouldn't want to be living any time before the invention of penicillin. I kind of feel like that too.
I'm allergic to penicillin, so it doesn't matter to me.
I don't know. I like to go back to bed.
Let's go back to bed.
Back to bed.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Back to the
Hi, my name is Chad, and I think I speak for everybody when we say we'd love to see a part 4.
Oh. I don't know.
That's gonna
Is there
happen.
ever a chance of a part 4, or has there ever been a conversation behind closed doors?
Not that I know of. They're doing a musical in England.
Oh, nice.
They're going to get a musical.
Oh, I see
Yeah,
that.
I will have nothing to do with it.
Chris is the only one who could be in it, I
This
think.
should be in it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think, no, they haven't talked about it. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they do another Back to the Future. I don't know if they'll come looking for us. But, you know, my son, he lives in Brooklyn, he's a hipster. He's working on an app.
Oh my god, yes.
To the future?
Oh, man. Oh, man.
I was just wondering if any of you have seen the show Rick and Morty, and if so, what did you think of it?
Rick and Morty. Have you seen the show Rick and Morty? I haven't. I'm not a hipster. Is that a hipster show?
No,
Oh.
you should. And at the end, can I give you all hugs?
No. If we can't get hugs, you can.
I'm available for those after.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. Marty McFly is 17 in high school. best friend is a disgraced nuclear physicist, and they never explain that.
Oh.
So do any of you have some theories of how they met?
It's like Batman and Robin, don't ask.
Oh. Oh.
I've never heard anybody refer to Doc as a disgraced.
Oh. Oh.
You're well accomplished.
Yes.
That's so funny.
But, you know, what the...
I always kind of figured he was a teacher of his, and they just had interest beyond the classroom.
Oh.
Go back to the future.
Oh.
Anything like that?
We're just friends. Thank you very much.
Doc.
Hi guys, I'm awestruck right now. You guys are amazing. I'm just a big fan. So Back to the Future as a series got to play in a lot of different times, periods of time, and was really fun in all these different eras. Did you guys have one, period that you had the most fun being a part of, playing around in that, specific time?
I loved Back to the Future 3. It's always when people... It was a Western.
It's all about him.
I know, right?
A Western.
Yeah.
Gets the make out.
Horseback riding, a steam engine.
Clara.
I know.
Doc had a romance.
Yes. Of course he loves it the best. Ah!
I always thought it was magic. I mean, one of the great things about making a movie is when you get to, the courthouse square where they changed it all the time. It was always such a magical moment when we would, round that corner for rehearsal and see that they completely changed it. Or when I walked into the dance, the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, and it was all these people
Yes.
dressed up like the 50s. It was so amazing to me.
That's my favorite was the 50s. I love that. I love the wardrobe, I love the baggy pants and the two-tone shoes, and I love the Johnny B. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
So pretty in that dress.
Oh.
Pink dress.
Yeah.
It's just like all taffeta and it's like just all fuzzy and
You know what's weird is my daughter is working with that same costume designer right now. The same one, Deborah Scott, is designing her dress, which I think is so cool. She should be.
Thank you.
I was wondering what you think made Back to the Future so successful as compared to some of the other sci-fi films.
Well, I think imagining yourself in another time, in the past, or another time in the future is kind of a universal sort of fantasy that everybody has. You wish that you could be in the future somewhere. You wish you could be in the past to see. So I think it certainly appeals to that kind of very human-ish.
It was a perfectly crafted screenplay, too. I mean, look at the screenplay, it's perfectly... And everyone's fascinated with their parents and what their parents were like. I mean, that's how the story started in Bob Gale's mind. Apparently, he saw a picture of his dad in a yearbook and wondered what it would be like to meet him, when he was that age. And the idea that we all start out with the same dreams, no matter how old we get. We were young and had dreams and wanted to pick up their own son and things like that.
I think also the thing about the movie is, as a movie, as an entity unto itself, it was purely emotive. They weren't looking to do a franchise. They weren't looking to do any big thing. They just wanted to make this movie. They want to make it like any other movie or in the style of something else or something that reminded you of another series of franchise movies. They just wanted to make this movie. And it was so pure, their intention and their effort, that they created something really special and kind of took on a life of its own.
Hi guys. I tried dressing like Marty, but I didn't have the orange or red vest. I tried. So how has the success of the film had an impact on your lives?
It completely changed my life. It was amazing. I was doing a TV show, and people go, someone was going to say, "You're in that TV show, right?" I said, "Yeah." And they said, "Oh, that's cool." And then back in the future, like, "What the heck?" And then it really does reset a bit to deal with a new reality. But it was. I'm so proud of the part I played in that film, but I'm really aware of how many other people did amazing work to support, not to support, but to blanket my contribution in a lot of talent and a lot of effort. And so it was an amazing experience.
And also, which film do you prefer, Back to the Future 2 or Back to the Future 3?
Well, I like 2 a lot. I like 3 too, but everybody likes Once Upon a Time, and everybody likes to live happily ever after. They get sticky on the middle part, and that's what Back to the Future 2 is. It's the middle part. It's not meant to be digested alone. You take it with all 3, so it's kind of misunderstood. But I agree with Chris. I mean, seeing him in Back to the Future 3, it was amazing. It was so great.
Thank you so much, guys. Love you.
I was going to ask you what interested you in the roles that you guys got, like when they were first casting.
When I read the part, I was just, this is the greatest part ever. I was so excited. For some reasons, sometimes things just click. And I remember having to audition for both the young and the middle-aged Lorraine, and really understanding both those characters. And and they were such polar opposites. And the idea of playing someone with so much hope and someone with no hope was just amazing to me. And I just remember, thinking this is the greatest script and this is the greatest part. And so I still feel incredibly lucky to be mostly known for being in a great part. It could have been a terrible part that I'm known for, but this was great.
For me, I always tell the story, but I was doing a movie in Pasadena, a werewolf movie.
Oh, I know that. They made it in
I was
a TV
sucking
show.
my lunch through a straw because I had all this goop on my face and yak hair. And then I heard that there was a location scouts on the block looking for locations for a new Steven Spielberg production. And I heard Crispin Glover was in it, and I knew Crispin, so I was pissed about that. And I'm like sucking soup through a straw and getting stuck in my yak hair. And we talking about doing a werewolf movie. I should be doing that Spielberg thing. And little did I know that they'd already, at that point, they'd already approached Gary Goldberg, the producer of Family Ties, asked him if I could do it. And he said he could let me go. So they decided I couldn't do it. And all this was happening, I had no idea. And then around Christmas, Gary called me into his office and gave me this envelope. He said, "This is a script that Bob Zemeckis is doing, Steven Spielberg is producing, and they want you to read it." And he told me the story of how he not let me go before, but he was willing to let me do both things at the same time if I wanted to do it. And he said, "So take the script home and read it, and let me know what you want to do." And I took the script, I put it on his desk, and said, "It's the best script I ever read in my life." And within a week, I was in a parking lot in Puente Hills with flames running through my legs.
What kind of really excited me about Doc Brown, I love stories about scientists like Einstein, etc., who are able to imagine in a realm that we can't even begin to enter, and come up with something like E equals MC squared, which explains so many things and changes science and the excitement of discovery. I just thought which is what Doc is all about. I mean, he tries things that don't work. He invents an automatic gadget to feed dogs. Whatever, but to invent a space-time travel. Just the excitement of having that kind of mentality to come up with solutions to things that most people find unfathomable, amaze me. And talking about, somebody was asking about impact. So many times, including today, people who come up will say what an impact the Back to the Future trilogy had, and that they became physicists, or they became doctors, or they this and that, something that this film has changed people's lives. And they'll come up and say, this movie changed my life. And I just think that's one of the incredible things to be a part of that, and in a positive way, not, some kind of...
You get that with a lot of guitar players.
Yeah.
You get that with a lot of guitar players. And it's funny because I'm such a crappy guitar player. But a lot of musicians, a couple big musicians have said to me that was, like Chris Martin said that was a really turning point in his life. Saying that.
Wow. Wow.
You're welcome, Chris
That's
Martin.
cool. Yeah.
Chris Martin makes live.
Hi there. So my question is, I know you guys play iconic characters, but would there be one crack of any other character than your own that you would have like one shot at any particular scene? Like for example, if Morty could have been Biff.
Wow. I wouldn't want to be Claudia's part. No, I was happy with my part.
I want Biff Spoons. Being in the background.
Billy Zane Man. Billy Zane Man.
Does he change clothes so fast?
Who's J.J. Combs was the match?
Oh yeah.
Toothpick.
Yeah. Would you want to play a different part? Did you want to play my part? You wouldn't look good in that pink dress. Yeah. Well, that's one of the things about the movie. It really was really, really well cast. I mean, sometimes things can go really awry. I mean, second time it was really well cast. But
First time it was well cast.
Oh.
But I mean, it's hard. Sometimes, things, everyone's part, they don't click. And this one seemed to click really well.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Fox, loved your incredible enthusiasm with Larry David.
Oh yeah.
When you make jokes about the disabled, it's always an area where it's kind of touchy. You don't really want to go there, or how far you want to go. When you got the script, was that something that you said, oh, you better tone it down a little bit, or did you give them encouragement to say, yeah, let's take it further?
Yeah, I think, because one thing that I noticed since I've been kind of a member of the disabled community is that like anytime, for a long time, anytime you saw a disabled person on TV, you'd hear soft piano music in the background. And people would be whispering in tones of, oh, there's this and there's that. Tinkle, 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 tinkle. and I say disabled people can be jerks, they can be human beings, they can be people you argue with, they can be people that you interact with every day. That it's important to normalize, the aspects of their life that are unchanged. They have to pay taxes, they have to go through life, go grocery shop, do whatever they have to do. And so to make them saints or project some stuff onto them is not helpful. So I thought, it was a chance, Larry David was a chance to just play a guy who was a guy. The guy it was me, nominally, but it was, I had a chance to play a guy who argues with his neighbors and plays games with people and messes with their perceptions. I thought it was a good opportunity. So I wasn't really making fun of the disabled, I was making fun of the human condition, that we separate ourselves based on what we see and we project on other people, things that they may not be feeling or thinking.
they also, so my question is, did you ask them or say, hey, let's take it further? Or did you say, oh, you're going a little too far?
Oh, we just improvise. That show is improvised. So they have a basic thing like, okay, Larry's gonna come up and complain about the noise. So I say, okay, I'll come up with an excuse for the noise. And you just start doing it, and he's like amazing. And you just start arguing with him, just coming up with stuff, and then next thing you know, they say, it's great, we got it. And 2 months later, I saw it on TV and said, well, that was funny.
Thank you very much.
But that's where you go as far as you want to go. Curb Your Enthusiasm, they have no limits.
Hi, we've seen in Back to the Future 2 hoverboards. We saw self-lacing shoes. This question was kind of directed towards Michael. What are your thoughts on that? Just the fact that these things are now actually happening and exist today. What are your thoughts on the stuff that you guys saw years ago and be happening now?
Well, I can't say that I saw it. I mean, Bob and Bob's Mechanics, who have the amazing brains to come up with this stuff, make these leaps of probable progress. And I think they just, I mean, in a way, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because, like with the lace-up shoes, I mean, Nike said, let's make it real lace-up shoes like we pretended we made for the second movie. So, but they do. I actually have a pair of the Nike lace-up shoes, and they're amazing.
Yep.
They come in handy for people with Parkinson. Push a button.
Hi. Hello. I have a question. If any of you three have seen Doctor Who? Any other Doctor Who fans here? Do you think that the Doctor could be in the same time that Dr. Emmett Brown or Marty McFly would be in, and they could meet?
Aww. Adorbs.
Sounds like a good comic book.
I don't know Doctor Who that well. All I know with Doctor Who is every time I turn it on, there's a different Doctor Who. Who's Doctor Who?
Oh my god.
Sure, you get those guys together with Bob's Mechanics and Bob Gale. See what they come up with.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I like the DeLorean more than his
My name
hardest.
is Sandra, and I just have to tell you how wonderful it is to see the three of you together and how special it is for us. What is it like for you guys to get together again? And have you been able to keep in touch as much as you like over the years?
Well, lately we've been seeing each other a lot. It's really nice. We've done a lot of different movies together.
The anniversaries that come up, they bring us together and we do stuff together, which is really fun. But I think I'd like to have stayed in closer touch over the years, but whenever we see each other, the three of us, an extended cast beyond that, it's great. It's like, she looks 23 to me.
Aww.
And then my second question is for Michael. I was probably about 15 and I wrote you a fan mail and sent you a picture. And I got it back.
Oh.
And it was signed. And did you sign your own fan mail?
Last picture today.
It was probably like
Family Ties?
Family Ties.
Yeah,
16
I
magazine.
signed it.
Thank you so much.
Aww. Nice. Aww.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful to see you all.
Thank you.
Aww.
So, my name's Doug. Huge fan. So throughout all the movies, there's lots of stunts with riding skateboards and hiding, grabbing onto trucks, which I got in trouble for a lot. There's lots of trains and riding horses. Did you guys do all your own stunts? Some of your stunts, were there any mishaps or any crazy stories of anything?
Go ahead, Chris.
I remember I had a sequence when I'm chasing the train. I'm galloping along. I actually did that, and, which was pretty thrilling.
Because we
Galloping
canyon
along.
on the train, right?
Huh?
In that canyon wall on the train, and we were galloping along there. With the train on one side, train 5 feet on this side, and then the granite wall on.
Yeah. When Doc supposed to, he's galloping along, he gets next to the train, and there's a handle there to pull himself onto the train, off the horse onto the train. And I wasn't doing that moment. The stunt man did that moment.
What could go wrong?
But I remember the take was going on, and I caught up with the train, and I so wanted to grab it and pull myself off the train. But if it didn't work out, it could have been kind of weak.
Chopped down. For me, I did a lot of stuff, skateboarding and a lot of stuff. That's to the point where you could get killed, and then even if I wanted to do it, insurance wouldn't let you do it. But the one thing that kind of went awry, we were doing the hanging scene in Back to the Future 3. Right. And I had this thing with Bob whenever I do a take, and I wasn't happy with it. I'd say, okay, forget that. Now you're gonna see some acting. We'll do it. Let's do it again. And now you see some acting. And he wasn't convinced that I was being hung. It didn't look like I was being hung. So I said, okay, I'll put my hand in there, and I'll lift my feet off the ground, and I'll actually hang for a little bit and see how it looks. I said, watch this, Bob, it'll be great. And I blocked my carotid artery and I went out. And I woke up, it seemed like 3 minutes later at the end of a rope. And that was the hairiest experience.
Great Scott.
I just had a lot of push-up bra stunts. Yeah, it was very, very frightening.
And the part 2 of Lorraine was...
Yeah, the Lorraine
Oh my God, yeah.
very difficult.
What is that? You made me get these.
These things!
Oh, he's so awesome.
But boy Wonder has a question.
Yes. I have 4 questions for Christopher Lloyd. If Raul Julia had lived, hadn't died playing that horrible Street Fighter movie, would there have been a proper third Addams Family movie?
I don't know that for sure, but it certainly made it good. I don't know what to say to that.
I mean, not counting Addams Family Reunion.
I don't know whether they were going to do another sequel to that or not, but I'm sure if Raul was around, he would.
Did you know there's going to be the real time machine invented by Ronald Mallet?
Is there a real time machine?
Yeah, it's going to be invented very soon.
It's going to be invented. That's how far ahead the future goes. Time machine's already invented, but we don't know about it. Or do we? Robin knows.
And one more thing, do you like Nostalgia Critic?
Nostalgic critic?
Oh.
I don't know. We don't know any.
Oh, you met him. I mean, you met him. Remember? Are you like I was rolling today?
Oh yeah.
That part.
Awesome.
That's if he met Nostalgia Critic. I met him. He's cool, dude.
Food fight.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Robin. To the Batcave!
We're trying.
Hi guys.
Because Nostalgia Critic always uses like, I was frozen today. A clip from that one.
It's nice work.
What was that?
As we're targeting, I like that you're targeting.
So I actually have Parkinson's myself, as you can see, as I'm holding my phone. I just wanted to see how you deal with your struggles. I mean, eating soup is pointless. Taking pictures is pointless as well. You know, I'm trying to take a video here and it'll just be like,
yeah, my wife, like, take a picture, no, forget it. And it's, I've had one time that I was diagnosed in 1991, so that was a long time ago, and I just live my life. It's things come up that are harder to do, or are consistently more difficult to do, because it is a progressive disease. I just take note of it and find another way to get around it. And it's like, it's kind of corny, but a thing that I often say is, if you imagine the worst case scenario, and you obsess about the worst case scenario, and it actually happens, you lived it twice. So I just try to take every day as it comes, and it's definitely difficult. You can get caught up in the difficulties of it.
Yeah.
But I try not to dwell there. I try to take care of that. First thing in the morning, I wake up and I'm a mess. And I walk by the mirror and I look at it and I say, what the hell are you smiling about? And then I kind of keep a smile on my day, for the rest of my day and go through it.
Last year
are out of time to be here all weekend to celebrate with you guys. Thank you very much for coming out.
Tell me, do you believe you will?
Tell me, did you steal my voice modulator?
You did.